What's up going on, guys? Emperor here, and welcome to the very first episode of the Emperor podcast. I am joined by one of my very good friends, Tyler. Mr. Squeechey. How's it going, bro?
I gotta change my name, dude. That's so bad.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
It's a
Jesus.
fantastic name. Everybody loves it.
No, no. Well, nobody knows about it. Nobody knows the backstory except, us
N-
guys.
Nobody knows the
Uh,
backstory. Okay, so you have to say it.
yeah. I know I have to say it. It's so embarrassing though, dude. Ugh.
All
I
right.
don't remember how long ago this was, but one night, I don't know, it was like 2, 3 in the morning, and I was drinking by myself. I think I was doing like WoW quests or something. I think I was gearing my shaman and um I was watching Twitch and then I some for some reason I changed my name from Indie 412. Now I'm Squeechy. So the thing with Twitch is you can only change it once every 2 months. So I'm stuck with it probably till I think I can change it in August. I'm
Really?
not sure. I probably could change it now
I
to
was
be
gonna
honest
say,
with you, but I'm
yeah.
too lazy.
I was gonna say I don't think there's any way that like it was at the beginning of June. I'm pretty sure it was. I think it was sometime in May when you
I
changed it.
probably could change it sometime this month then, but
I
I
kind of
don't
don't
know.
want you to.
No, it's so good. It's so like stupid though. It's so stupid that it's funny.
I don't
That's
know.
how I would
I
put it. Like it's too stupid. It's too good.
I think like some names can get away with that. Some names can just kind of like have the
Oh yeah.
stupidest backstory, but yet they stick so well, and it kind of just works.
Yeah.
Now with yours, we don't know if somebody just the name is just so bad that nobody wanted it, or you just happen to
Or
be
is
creative
available
enough to.
on Twitch.
So speaking of Twitch, you've been I'm trying to think how long it's been since you've been streaming on Twitch. It's only been
It's been on and off.
yeah.
I'd say probably on and off for maybe the past 2 years.
Is that just
Um,
Twitch or is that counting like that little brief time you were in Mixer?
that's including the brief time with
Okay.
Mixer. Because I was only on Mixer for what, maybe 2, 3 months, and then they shut it down.
Like
So
right as soon as you take that next step
yeah,
to be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to start streaming, and then
yeah,
poof.
just something different, you know.
And then out of
With
nowhere
well,
Mixer.
yeah, it just kind of died, you know. But the thing is, with Mixer, the reason honestly why I went to Mixer is because Twitch is already so top heavy.
Yeah.
Like if you're not in the top 5%, it's very, very hard to grow. Um, even small streamers, if you can get 100 viewers average, good for you because you're doing better than 99% of the people on the platform.
Yeah, and that's the thing,
Um,
because it's like with Twitch, it's such I hate to use the word cesspool, but it's exactly what it feels like. When
it's
you're
yeah, it's so top heavy.
yeah, it's like whenever you're swimming in like a popular game that you like to play, something like World of Warcraft, League of Legends, or something like that, and you're
Hmm.
averaging, let's say you're sitting at like 5, 6 viewers, you are still so far down on that totem pole because you have those people that have the 0 viewers, and then you have just above
Hmm.
them the people with 1 viewers, and then you kind of have like the single digit viewers, and then I mean actually even if you average less than, let's say you have like 3, you're kind of just it's impossible for you to get discovered
Which
because
is yeah,
yeah.
it took me 4 months or so of being on the platform to finally get 3 people. It's just oh, and to my not my benefit, I was streaming, just like games you and I were playing.
Yep.
WoW, League of Legends, and those are already so huge in games. uh, those types of streamers, there's no way you're gonna get noticed unless
Yeah.
you stream at like odd times, when they're not on.
Yeah, and even then, like some streamers are night owls too. Like you have like if you look at somebody like Tyler One, he usually streams
18
early
hours or
afternoon into the wee hours of the
yeah.
morning, and then in the wee hours of the morning you have, sometimes Night Blue streaming, sometimes
Mhm.
Charisma streaming as well. So he pulls in at
Yeah,
least 3K. So
yeah, and that's just one streamer on one game.
yeah,
Think of you talk about World of Warcraft, okay? Um Shit, I mean, you got Asmongold during the day, you got Cowley at night for the
yep.
most part. Like, you
And
know?
then usually after Asmongold's done streaming, you have you have S fans streaming, and he's streaming until wee hours too. So then people are watching him, and then they're going to watch Towley for a bit, and it's
Yeah, I
so
mean,
hard.
it's nothing against them.
No, 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 no,
Congrats.
no. Like they've
Yeah.
obviously paid their dues to get where they are. They didn't just like wake up one day and was like, oh, I'm
Oh,
gonna start
yeah.
streaming, and then boom, 3K viewers. They definitely had the
No,
recipe for
no.
success. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
like not everybody has that luxury where they're able to just wake up and hop on and boom, within like a month or two you become an instant success. You have to like the grind is harder for some than it was for others. And that
oh,
and
yeah.
that's kind of discouraging for some people because you look at people who have streamed for like 2, 3, 4 years and they're still sitting like maybe not even affiliate, and it's like they're grinding so hard and so hard and so hard and their content could be great, but it just
Mhm.
isn't working
Yeah.
out for them. And to them it's going to be discouraging, like, okay, do I even want to continue doing this? And like
Mhm.
I made a video a couple days ago. I think it was yesterday, actually, or the day before. And you kind of feel like when you don't have that success, you don't you like strongly lack the it factor. Like you feel like you're
Yeah.
not a good enough entertainer to hold people's attention, or a good enough entertainer to have people come in and watch you for X amount of minutes. Or some people, like, they'll watch like a full 10-hour stream because they're hooked to it. They're hooked to the
Yeah.
guy who's doing it. But then you get somebody, you hop in their stream that you're new to them and you last about 5 minutes and you're like, well, I don't like this.
Yeah, it's just yeah, I mean, it's different for everybody, but yeah, I certainly agree with you there.
So you preferred Mixer over Twitch?
Um, yeah, to be honest with you.
Like,
Yeah, it was easier to get noticed on Mixer.
yeah, because that was kind of like the hot new thing. It's like whenever TikTok came out, everybody jumped to TikTok
But it's
before they
still
were,
big, yeah.
yeah, like they were on Instagram at that time, or they were trying to get noticed on like Snapchat and whatnot. Then it's like
Mhm.
you always are trying to find that next new social media
Yeah.
platform where you could just kind of
It's just
build
a
that
way for you
brand.
to get noticed.
Yeah.
Just to try and find that new,
So
that new thing.
whenever it comes to like the streaming and whatnot, whether it be like
Yeah.
whether it be Mixer, like content creating, like would you ever want to do that like full time?
Oh
If the
yeah.
option ever like came to where you were like making enough income to do it permanently.
Yeah, like doing full-time streaming or like full-time like let's just say like full-time YouTuber. Yeah, I would love to do it.
So
I
just,
just
yeah, content creating in
but
general.
yeah, but I know, it's not all fun and games like everybody thinks about it. Like
True.
you have to, like YouTuber, you got to edit videos, you got to come up with new ideas. That's still a lot of time off the camera. So yeah, it is like a full-time job.
Yeah, because like you can
Yeah.
work all day and all day and all day for a 9-minute video that took you
Mhm.
weeks to make because you have all the editing, you have all the extra
Mhm.
shoots you have to make. And
Yeah.
there was a video by Nixium. He talked about him like making the machinima, and some of his machinimas are like 4 or 5 minutes long, and he says that he put roughly 35, 40 hours worth of work just into a 6-minute machinima,
Yeah.
which is so insane. But like he's obviously doing pretty good. His machinimas average like in the first week probably like 50, 60,000. Like there's some where he's sitting like,
On a good day. Yeah. Yeah, you
yeah,
know
you
what I
got like
mean.
the Asmongold experience that he did about a month or two. It was like 2 months ago.
Oh yes, yeah.
That got like I think that's sitting at like almost 500,000 views or something like that. I'm not
Okay.
entirely sure how many views it has, but it's hefty. But yeah, it's like you said, content creating. It's not all fun and games. You have to work.
Oh,
Like you can't just upload a video and it's like boom, overnight success. I mean, that can happen, but the chances
oh
are
yeah.
happening are like winning the lottery. You just don't always get that
No,
option.
yeah. You don't ever see it. Yeah, I mean, there's instances where that could happen, but like you and I both said, that's so little to compare. Like it's just the odds are just stacked against you at that point.
Yeah, it's like you feel like if that happens, you have about a shot of winning the lottery. Is that happening?
Yeah, as looking at it as a small time streamer like I am myself, yes. Like I'm not live every day. I'm live when I can be.
Right.
Uh, yeah, it does feel like that from time to time, but I also know, the more effort you put into it, the more you're gonna get out of it.
Yeah.
So, with me still being a small time, I don't have any complaints
Yeah, and it's like you
in the
talked
long
about.
run.
You
So,
talked about you stream when you can. Like you work. You
mm-hmm.
know, you work that awkward shift where like
Oh, it sucks.
you
Yeah.
don't really get the only time that you can enjoy anything is early in the morning, but it's like you have to sleep, you have to be able to get up, then you go to work, and then you're home, and then by the time you're home it's already like almost midnight, so it's
Hmm.
and then you have to eat dinner, and then by the time you get on your computer it's about 11:30 Eastern time, so you're kind of just sitting there like, well,
Yeah.
I don't really
Yeah,
have
no,
the
that's just
energy.
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So you're big World of Warcraft. And I know we'll touch on that
Yeah,
real
I'm
fast.
currently playing it right now. 9.1
So,
came out 2 days ago, so.
any other than League, any
Mhm.
games that like you're like currently playing or ones that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, there actually are a few games that I play, just kind of solo. Um, I've had Cyberpunk, was it 2077? I've had it downloaded on my computer since it came out, but I haven't touched it because it was so bad
You waiting for the
with
bug fixes?
yeah, so it's literally just so bad. So I haven't touched it until Monday. I started playing a bit of it on Monday, so
Is it any bit fixed?
oh yeah, yeah, no, it's a good decent bit fixed already.
Oh man, I
Um,
remember day one. Day
oh,
one was
that there's
so
so many
bad.
memes. There's
Oh,
so many memes, dude. Yeah, it was such a big letdown, but it's definitely playable now.
that's good. It's good to see that they're
Um,
like actually attempting to fix the game as opposed to just
yeah,
being like, well, oh well, we tried, guys. We only delayed it
yeah,
for 50 years just for you guys to end up not liking it.
yeah, yeah. I grew up playing Minecraft, so like I seen they released the new Caves and Cliffs update a few weeks ago, so I hopped back into that just to really see what it is, just like hopped into creative mode
Yeah.
and really looked around. It looks a lot looks really neat. I'm excited for that. Um there was another game. Um I actually did hop back on the classic a little bit for a while.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Mhm.
whoa. You played
Yeah,
classic again?
I did. I hopped in last night.
How was
I
that?
hop I hopped in last night. I was in for 10 minutes. I'm like, "Yep, this is why I hated this game." And then I got off. But I will say I did put a full valiant effort into classic.
True.
I have a warlock that is 60. So I did the grind, but I will never do it again.
I felt so bad 'cause around the time like where you really got into playing classic is around the time where I stopped playing.
You stopped playing classic. So I kept going and
It wasn't even just classic. It was literally just like WoW in general. It like literally everything at that time for me
yeah.
was just League of Legends, and now it's
Well,
like
at
I don't
that
even
point,
play it.
that's when we got into League. That's
Yeah,
when I really started too. So,
yeah, and it's
yeah, I
like
mean, it was.
it's crazy how like, because like I've known you for a little over 2 years now.
Yeah, I'd say at least maybe even
I
3.
think it would be three around February. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
it's
I met
close.
you in 2019. We worked
Yeah, so a
together.
little over
Yeah,
2 years.
and I remember just talking about WoW, and you were just
At
like,
that time, I never played it.
yeah, and you were just like,
I was like,
no.
I'm never gonna play that dog shit game.
We've
And I've played. I started with classic because at that point you could level. Like I had a free month trial or something, so I did
yep,
classic.
yeah, you played classic and then decided to give the old retail a try, and then been hooked on it ever since.
I much prefer retail.
I think we all do. I think we all
Eh,
prefer retail at this
well,
point.
I wasn't around when I wasn't playing it when like vanilla came out and
Right.
shit. So I don't think any of us was except for maybe Craig.
Craig was the only one. So like it's weird
Yeah.
because we got something like classic. The ones who enjoyed it back in the day would really like of course loved the classic vanilla that just came out in
Yes.
2019, and
Yeah.
then but then you have the ones who were like, well, why would I play that game? That game is literally 15 years old. Why would I want to play a 15-year-old game right now when I can
Well,
just
that's how
play the
I was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like that's how everybody I think feels about the whole classic versus retail debate. And it's like, I mean, I didn't play it back in the day, but I did play a little bit of classic, and it was fun
Okay.
for a little bit, and then it just kind of like lost its luster for me. And like then I tried retail, and I mean retail even
It's better.
yeah, like it's better, but it also gave me that same feeling at times. Like when I first started leveling up the mage, I got it till about level 90 and then just stopped playing WoW. It was not fun. But at that point I was playing, a bunch of other games. I was playing League especially.
What was the cap at that point?
The
Wasn't it
cap was 120 still.
I was like, cause yeah, BFA.
Yep, it was
So I
BFA.
mean, you and I have been playing the game for fairly the same amount of time, I would say.
I started Christmas Day 2019 is when I started retail. But I played private servers before then. I played private servers since 2017.
Okay.
It started with a
Uh,
classic server and then went to a Lich King and then a Burning Crusade and then back to a Lich King.
well, so you got me into the one where we all tried it for like a day.
That was
The for
Warmain.
Yeah,
The Warmain
and so
progression server.
yep.
Yeah, that
eh,
was swing and a miss.
Yep. We were all in for we put in effort. Like I think we all hit 30, and then
Yeah.
Trent was like, "Wow, this game sucked back in the day.
You
This
see,
is dog."
it's funny because like so to this day, a lot of people will firmly believe that Wrath of the Lich King is the best expansion in WoW. Between that and Legion
I
is
don't
what
know, dude.
most.
I've heard so many people talk about Mop as like one of the
Uh,
best.
I feel like a lot of
Like,
people don't like Mop just because it's like it's the whole kung fu thing, and they think it's very gimmicky, like with the monk added in. And it's like
oh, dude, but I love my monk, dude. It's so fun.
I do not love monk.
You love Mistweaver though, I
I
thought.
do like Mistweaver. Mistweaver was the only healer that I even like semi liked. I tried Holy
I
Paladin
tried
for a tiny bit, and I did not like that.
I tried Mistweaver, not that big of a fan. Shaman though, I really enjoy Resto.
They just need to have a mage healer class.
They do, it's called Priest.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say arcane.
No, no. Dude, Arcane is actually looking really good for 9-1 Mythic Plus. You
Speaking
wanna
of
dust her off?
no way, man. But speaking of 9-1, are you like we talked about? It came out a couple days ago.
Yes.
You having
I am
fun?
currently playing it right now. Uh I could have done everything I can till tomorrow, but I'm just doing some of the quests and stuff in Porthia because they give you the rep for the new let me pull it up. It's
I think it's Death's Advance.
yeah, Death's Advance and
Aha.
the Archivist Codex.
Ah, I pay attention to patch
Um
notes.
yeah, so the Codex you need to get rep for that because that is what you're going to be using rep wise for oh fuck, I can't even think of it. Oh, your sockets.
Oh yeah, your Shards of Domination.
Yep.
I think that's cool because like I don't remember exactly the time where like I think they started adding gems in BC.
I don't know. I was not around.
And then yeah, they've had yeah, I'm pretty sure they've had them ever since. I sound terrible.
I
And
would
I know somebody's
I
gonna
would think
watch this
so.
that loves playing WoW, and they'll be like, "It's been in literally the entirety of the game except for vanilla."
I was to say I don't think it was in classic. I don't ever
No, I
remember
don't
that.
recall it being in classic. Yeah,
Eh, I mean it's just one of those things, I guess.
honestly,
But
I love the gems. I think they add like a little bit of extra playability, although there's of course a
I
meta, so
agree.
you kind of have to
Uh
play
yes.
what's strong, and if you don't play what's strong, you're not really gonna get picked up. And like you're not gonna do anything like super serious. Like you won't be pushing like mid high 20s if you're not running like the meta
Yeah.
classes, which I
Yeah.
understand. Like a game needs a meta. You can't just like
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, what? WoW's been out since
2004,
yeah. So what's that?
17 years. Oh man,
Yeah.
so I was
You know,
13 when that
it's
came out.
yeah. I mean, you have to. It has to have something. Otherwise, it's just gonna go stale. You know, it's not. It's just one of those things.
I was 13 years old when WoW came out. You got to be kidding me. That's actually like insane to think that the game has been around that long and it still is like as popular as it is. Of course, it's gotten like a lot more negative attention, especially over these last few years than most games.
Yeah. Hmm, beginning a wad. So far, all of Shadowlands.
I feel like
But
everybody's like expectations of Shadowlands was like a little bit too high.
well, because we all got dog shit for expansions past, you know, all of BFA.
I never
You know?
missed BFA until Shadowlands came out.
Oh, dude, like that first 2 weeks, we were like, "Oh, this is great." Still in the honeymoon phase, and
Okay,
then we're like,
no. That 2 weeks lasted so much less for me after after my graphics card broke.
"Oh, yep,
Once the
yep."
graphics card went away, everything
You were
just
like, "Fuck this,"
yeah, like I'm gonna go back to playing some Roller Coaster Tycoon. I'm gonna play some like
and you did too. I
dude,
remember that shit.
I played so much Roller Coaster Tycoon during that like
Yeah.
time off because I had to run just base graphics, so I couldn't play League.
And Shadowlands, you couldn't do it because they updated
Exactly.
the requirements, so
Now,
it was
if it were
not working for
BFA,
you.
I'd have been fine. I'd have been fine. I'd have been playing and hanging out, and everything would have been great. I
Oh,
just
well, yeah, that's
I could
we've
only
also played BFA.
yeah, and I also would have had to have used Discord on like my phone or something.
Yeah. Well, I will say, like, I can't talk too much shit about BFA because I got into WoW during the best part of BFA, which unfortunately was the last of
Eight
BFA. You
four.
know, eight three. I thought.
No, it was 8-4. It was like one of the only ones that had like a .4 to it. I'm pretty sure it was 8-4.
I thought I got in at 8-3 because Nyalotha was out already.
I
I could have
think.
sworn it was 8-3.
Well, let me double check. I'm pretty sure.
Let me Google it real quick. When did 8-3 come out? I'm almost positive it was like January 19.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was 8-3.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh man,
Yeah, January. Yeah, so that's when I
I
was
thought that was
in
4.
no 8-3.
Wow.
Yeah, that's when I started.
Yeah, because that was we were like we were saying earlier. We started about roughly the same time. It's
Yep.
like It's so
I
crazy.
started March last year.
Yeah, I was 3 months ahead of you at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like 8.3 was so good. I even liked the corruptions. The only things I didn't like was how, like, again, meta. You have to run these corruptions. You have to run, you know.
Oh, for like
uh,
max DPS.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
exactly.
it was nuts because there's a lot of cool corruptions, but it
You know how
just
much I would have
wasn't worth
loved
it.
to be a mid-range mage where I'm just like firing 18% Twilight Dev procs.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome. I would have loved to be able to do that, but of course I couldn't. I had to stack mastery because I was going Glacial Spike, and if I wanted to use Glacial Spike, I
Mm-hmm.
needed mastery. So I was kind of
What's
like,
the what's the spec you're going now?
it is
It's not
the
glacial, right?
it's the Frozen Orb Ice Lance, which
Icelands, that's right.
is like -5 single target damage. So it's funny because before with the Glacial
But
Spike
it's
build,
fun.
yeah, like with the Glacial Spike build in 8.3, I lacked mobility because, of course, my whole rotation was built around
Standing still.
standing still and getting my Glacial Spikes off, which I
Mm-hmm.
had incredible single target, but my AoE and cleave was just, no, it didn't
Just
exist.
dog shit.
Oh, it was so bad. It was just I couldn't have both. And then it's now, I finally realized, oh, I can't have both, so
Mm-hmm.
I take the AoE and I kind of lose the single target. Of course, Mirrors of Torment kind of it helps single target a little bit because it gives me a few more brain freeze procs.
Yeah.
But end of the
Well,
day, it's still
let's not forget the first like 6, 8 months of you playing BFA. You were playing Arcane,
oh we could
Arcane
we
Mage,
couldn't have
and
just left the arcane out of this.
no, dude, because I know we're gonna talk about the shit I've done with WoW and League here in just a moment. So no, we're gonna get to you first.
Yeah, yeah, I was an arcane mage leveler.
I was Warlock.
You were a warlock at that time. Yeah, I did arcane mage for a bit, and then somebody wanted, I think it was Craig, wanted me to go fire.
Yeah,
So I went frost instead
yeah.
of fire. Yeah, and it's been playing it ever since.
And you still won't try fire.
Nope.
Makes me
I will
so mad,
not play fire. I will always play
dude.
frost.
I feel like because I'm just absolutely dog shit playing Fire Mage that I've scared you. Like shit. If he can't play it, I'm definitely not playing it.
Like the only time I ever played mage before was on Warmane private server for Lich King, and I was
Yeah.
running arcane at that point. And I think that's where, like, that's all I knew was arcane mage because that's all I
Yeah.
played on that server. So whenever I
Yeah.
like started to play
With
retail,
Arcane and WoW or and what Wrath was really good, I thought.
oh, arcane was like the
Like the
spec.
go-to spec. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because there was
like
no mythic plus. There was normal and heroic dungeons, and then you
yeah.
had normal and heroic raids. There was nothing that was like so insane that you just like your specters didn't work. There was really not a lot of that. Of
Honestly,
course,
if they do a Wrath, like a Wrath Classic, I don't know if I can play it.
I will, hands down.
I don't know if I can, dude. I spent too many hours in fucking ICC, man.
I will hands
I don't
down play
know.
Lich King.
I might play the start of it because isn't ICC like the last raid, right?
Yes.
It was the very last raid. Okay, so I might
Oh no, the
do the
last raid
beginning.
was Nax Ramus 2.0.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, well, ICC is still the end, right? It's not the very beginning, I wouldn't
No, the very
think.
big. I think they had it was like two single boss raids.
Well, there's the one where you get the two drakes, right?
Obsidian Sanctum.
Yeah.
Then there was another one that was in, I think it was like right outside Borean Tundra. It was right by where Nexus and the Oculus was. I can't remember
Well,
what that
wow,
is. It's
now let
like
me look.
it's one boss. and
The Eye of Eternity?
that's what it was. Yeah, that's the one, but that sits
Yeah,
right above.
Malagos.
Yeah, Malagos. There we go. I couldn't remember the name for it, but yeah, like
Yeah.
there wasn't a lot of like crazy content because it's like you get like Obsidian Sanctum, Eye of Eternity, you get one boss fights.
Yeah.
So like everyone's expectations are already just kind of like in the dumpster, and then you get ICC, you get this glorious, incredible raid, and
Oh,
then
it's
you end it
fantastic.
with a rehash of a raid you already beat in Classic. But Nax Ramas was such like it was such a cool looking raid where people just didn't really mind doing it again. I mean, they weren't happy that it wasn't fresh content, but it was cool to see
Updated.
because like
Yeah.
when you look in Dragon Blight and you just see
Yeah.
Nax Ramas just hovering there, like it's kind of cool to see it just
Oh,
like
I agree
chilling
with you.
out
Yeah.
there. But yeah, like I think if Lich King Classic, I think it will become a thing. I don't think it'll go past that. I don't see a world where
Oh,
they
because
make
that's when they started to suck.
yeah, like I don't see a world where they go Cataclysm.
Mm-mm. I, from what I've watched on Cataclysm and like I've ran the old raids.
Hmm.
Like obviously it's legacy content, so you can just one shot everything. But the zones don't look that great.
Yeah, like aesthetically,
Was
it's just it's a waste of
no,
time.
it yeah, it didn't look fun. Um, now I like I said, I may be wrong, and I'm totally cool with being wrong. But honestly, my favorite I'd probably say is Miss still.
You would say Mr. Pandaria for sure.
Yeah,
Like
just
I can't say
in
Miss
terms of
isn't
like
bad.
aesthetically pleasing, I really like Miss.
Yeah, I think for me aesthetically Legion. I love the look of Legion. Like I love the fell green. I don't know why. I think it's such a cool color. But like
Play
if
play a demon hunter or play warlock and get the you can get the green, like the green fire. I have it on my
I do have that
alliance warlock.
transmog, I have the shoulder piece, the cloth shoulder piece from Nighthold.
Yeah, there you go.
And that looked so cool. I love that. It was like it was the cloth piece. I don't remember who dropped it, but I remember I got it from Nighthold, and I love that. I just didn't. I don't have really like a lot of mogs that whether mog pieces that went with it, but
Try shaman.
yeah. So speaking of the shaman, you are playing a shaman now. You quit playing. Well, no, you didn't quit playing fire mage. You're just taking
Taking a break.
a leave of absence from it.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you only do an elemental, or like you thinking maybe to do enhancement at some point, or
I've never played enhancement. Um well, I guess we should probably fill in mid backstory. So I 8.3 originally started literally let playing first class I ever played was a warlock. I did the
the
whole way up
Grim,
to 120. Yeah, it
the
was an online.
Grim,
Yeah,
the Worgen Warlock.
Worgen Warlock. Well, because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan,
Yep.
I got the half sleeve to prove it so far. Getting actually a bit more next a couple months actually.
Nice,
But yeah, I go in September. Yeah, add some more to it. But
nice,
yeah, no,
nice.
we all started playing Alliance first
Yep,
on a Horde server.
definitely
Made no sense. Yeah. Um, and we played Alliance. What was it? All the way up through BFA.
through BFA.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, and then I remember it was like last year summer when they announced Shadowlands. We were all like, okay, we're going Horde now. So instead of like boosting a character, uh, we all we all leveled, right? I know I was leveling a warlock again
I didn't.
because you didn't know
Emperor
that
was a
you
boost.
transferred, right? Okay.
Emperor was a straight up boost. No, because what happened was I made my mage on death or on swapped it to Dalaran,
Oh
And
yes,
then
yes.
I was just like, no, I don't. I just want to make something from scratch. So then I just boosted a one on Illidan, and that's been the one I played ever since. That I have been three classes on, or three races on. I've already been
Hmm.
Blood Elf, Goblin, and Undead. So Tauren Mage coming soon. Not really.
Yeah.
Not really. I will
No.
not play a Tauren. I will not play an Orc.
I almost went Orc Shaman.
Really? Wait,
Almost.
what did you go? Oh, you're right. You're Valpera, aren't you?
I am Volpera
You and
right now, yeah.
John. There's a guy we play with, Johnny. We call him Mr. ASMR because he's got that sultry voice, but it's
Oh, it's
very
so deep.
monotone. I know it's insane. Like, dude was built for radio, but like he
Hmm.
played a Valpera shaman, and then now you're playing a Valpera shaman.
Well, yes, I wanted something that I could use for a Volpera. I didn't know what else because I was like I could have went Volpera Rogue, but
Mm,
eh, I already had a Rogue.
now you have everything that's almost max level except for a warrior.
Everything under the sun. Yep.
You ever gonna get that
Well, I,
warrior?
eh, probably tomorrow, to be honest with you.
Really? You gonna play it too? Are you gonna be are you gonna be a Jose and just get the? You gonna be a
I'm gonna at
warrior
least
main?
get it to 60.
Hey, but at least you could say you have every class to 60.
Close. There's close. There are a few that I am behind. I have majority all to 50. I don't have everything to 60 just yet, but it is very, very close.
I don't know how you guys do it, to be honest. I've had one at 60. My second highest is like 54.
Yeah.
I
Well, see, that's
cannot
the thing.
play it.
Like I said, because I started last year, I haven't touched any other classes. So like I've still, and I even told Craig. I remember telling Craig, and I told Trent before at the beginning of Shadowlands, just like, hey, I'm gonna get 1 to 60, but I don't know what I'm gonna play.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like it's a new expansion. Everybody's coming in fresh. It's the perfect time to me to figure out what I want to play.
Yeah, exactly. Because like
So
you're in that situation where it's like you play one thing and then you don't know if you don't know
if
what else is
something's gonna
out
be
there.
better,
Yeah,
yeah.
because
Like
like
me, I'm still a WoW noob. It's
yeah,
easy. I've been playing for a little over a year. I'm still a complete noob at the game, and that's okay. But yeah, like it was said, 8.3 started off with a warlock because that's what I was leveling in classic. So I
hmm
was like, yeah, I'll just stick with that. And honestly, I wanted to see what the differences were between classic and retail
you
with
found a couple,
warlocks.
didn't you?
Oh, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a few
Well,
differences.
yeah. So did all of that. First leveled that up, and then I think I made. I want to say it was. I don't think it was the DK right after.
Hunter.
Was it a hunter? Yeah, I think I did make a hunter.
Yep, you made your hunter, and then after that, you made your death knight. Because then you really were talking about how much you liked playing melee
Yes.
at that time. But yeah, it's like if you don't play everything, you don't know what you're gonna like. Like,
Yeah. So since 9.1, and we swapped, or since 9, Shadowlands came out,
yeah,
and we made a hunter. Or no, I leveled up the warlock again. From there, second thing was because end of 8.3, I ended up maining Death Knight.
yep.
So I boosted a Death Knight. Um, Played that for a couple weeks. I think I got it to like 207 item level, which at the time was pretty, was good for like just an average player.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we did all of that. Uh, from DK, then shit. What from DK? What else? What did I make then?
I think you made a rogue But then you got off that pretty
I
quickly.
did I did make a rogue, and I got that to 60. Um but I didn't play it as much. But I did all of the renown for it, so it is a Venthyr rogue, renown 40 currently. I think it's 202 item level. So I mean I played it. I did put the effort
Yeah.
in. I did like Rogue. Rogue was cool. Um,
Trying to think what you made after. Did you make the mage after the rogue?
well, let me log out on the shaman real quick and I'll tell you. Because that way I'll have a visual.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like
So
you made.
I think it was the mage, right?
I think it was.
The mage. So yeah, my mage, by the end of 9.0, before 9.1, well actually still currently, my mage is item level 226.
Holy hell!
No mythic rating.
All mythic plus.
No. PvP.
Oh, you don't have any mythic plus gear on.
No.
Wow,
I don't have any.
that's insane.
It's all PvP gear. My legendary, like and that was the thing. I hit 1800 in twos
Yeah.
on the mage. Um, so yeah, the mage. So yeah, okay. So I remember I started off this expansion with Warlock. I then transcended to DK, Unholy DK specifically. Um, Warlock, it was Affliction, but Affliction is now like utter dog shit in 9.1. Destruction though is where it's at. So
Yeah,
that's good.
Destruction's getting some good love. And also, I think
Destruction.
from what I read with Dratnos, that Demo is going to be very good for Mythic Plus. Well, not
Yeah,
very, very good, but like pretty good.
yeah. He put it as like what, an A or maybe a B spec. But
I
yeah,
think it might have
it's
been
still
B,
good.
but still,
But
like,
yeah,
yeah, it was a lot better than
still good.
being a C spec or a D spec.
But yeah, that it was last tier. But raid, it's always it's S.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Then I went to Hunter because Craig is like, "Why are you playing that dog shit class in Mythic Plus when we're all focused on Mythic Plus, and you're the only one doing raids?" And I was like, well, me and Dan, we're gonna raid. But then we watched Nathria and we're like, that's cool, but I don't really
Oh,
want to run that every week.
that
You
felt
know,
like such a letdown because it looked so insanely
that
cool.
could have been better. I agree
Yeah.
with you.
Like
It
when
was
they
still
give
a
us the
good raid.
tour, yeah.
It was still a good raid, but I feel like it could have been a bit better. Maybe a bit more story behind it.
When they gave us the
That's what
tour
I
of
would have liked.
Nathria, I think it was a couple months before the expansion dropped. We got
Mm-hmm.
the visual of like the tour of Nathria, and
Yep.
it
Yeah.
looked, oh man,
Yeah.
I remember I was
Cam tour.
freaking out. I was so hyped about it. And
Yeah.
then
It's a great raid. It is a great raid. It's just it's to me it was lacking story.
kind of laughed a little bit of, yeah, of
Because
like what
as
you
soon
just
as
wish I
you
had
do the
more.
campaign, it's like, oh, okay, hey, go kill him in his tower or his
Mm.
castle, whatever. I was like, oh,
Go kill
but
all the other bosses and then,
yeah, but like they don't tell you the story behind the other
yeah,
bosses in
exactly. Like
there,
I want to know about
nothing.
Sludge Fist.
I actually want to know about Artificer, Zymox. Why is
Oh
he in
yeah.
there?
I think the only
Well,
one who even got like any sort of real backstory was Kelthus, Sunstrider.
for the Venthyr campaign. Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
General Call, she's in the Sanguine Depths
Yep.
dungeon. But what about the other guy? He wasn't in there. He's just kind of there. He just
Yeah.
show up, and it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he just
Or
kind of was.
Shriekwing. There's nothing behind Shriekwing.
Can you imagine just like running through like Revendreth and you look up in the sky and you see Shriekwing just flying around?
That'd be freaking
That
awesome.
would be cool. Like aesthetically, that would just be like, you're in Revendreth for the first time and you're running around trying not to die to mobs because you don't want to pull shit. So you look up in the sky and you just happen to see Shriekwing just going by, and you're just like, what the hell is this,
Or
dude?
like at the beginning, you know how like the carriage breaks and shit, and you
Yep.
fall down. Why didn't I just have Shriekwing come in and knock it off? Like that would have been awesome.
I would have
You
been down
know,
for that.
that would have been cool.
Well,
But so yeah, after oh no, so yeah, Warlock. Then I made the Hunter, and then uh Race to War first was happening,
oh yeah.
and there were a few raid teams that had a couple monks, a couple Windwalker monks doing like second and third in DPS. So I was like, well, shit, let me boost a monk. Because like I said, this was all that time. I was like, monk looks cool. I watched a couple videos on it. The abilities are awesome, animation wise.
Yeah.
And I was still in that phase where I was like, I need to figure out what I want to play. So I boosted the monk, got it to my monk is 218 item level, full 40 renown, full legendary crafted. So like I put a lot of time not in the one character, in the multiple characters.
Yeah, it's not like
Uh
me who just has like one character and
what
then it's like nothing else is
no.
playable.
But yeah, like I said, I wanted to try other things. And like with the monk, I could go DPS, heals, or tank. So I did a bit of tanking on the monk. Mainly it was like Torghast, and when I started, I was doing Mythic Zeros and stuff just to knock them out because tanks and healers, they're they're not around,
No.
like
No,
DPS
yeah,
is. So
you're waiting for a tank and a healer. You're never waiting for a DPS.
no, yeah, exactly. So did that. Really, really enjoyed the monk. It's just with the first tier of 9.0, melee DPS got shit on in mechanics and Mythic Plus, and raid. It was awful for
As a good old
melee
range
DPS.
boy, you just kind of sit back and just sling your
Yeah,
spells and barely move.
yeah. So I was like, shit, this is great. I love it, but trying to find groups like queuing up for the old like the old Spiteful
Yep.
or the old Storming, hell even Necrotic,
Yep.
nobody would take me. And I was like 212 item level. Like I could easily do 15s if I wanted to.
True.
And I'm queuing up for like a 7. Like come on, man. Like it was just so bad.
Well,
So then I switched. Then after I made the monk, I did the rogue. I didn't go very far. I think I'm only like maybe like low 200s on the rogue. But I have the entire Covenant campaign done for Venthyr. Have Renown 40 on it, whole 9 yards. So, man, and the one thing too, I wanted to start off beginning the expansion. I wanted at least one class for each Covenant
okay.
because I want the mounts. I wanted the mounts, the titles, the pets and stuff, because I'm big into the mounts. I don't have that many, um, but the ones that I know I can get, I want to get.
Right.
Um, so and plus I wanted to see what all the stories are because each one has a different campaign. Um, so yeah, I've done them all. Um, my favorite though, I will say, um, honestly, probably Necrolord.
Oh, that's one of my least favorite. Actually, I think that probably is my least favorite.
And the only reason why I say Necrolord is because of only one thing, two things:
Oh boy, this ought to be good.
the gooey cats and the slimes. That's it.
The
That's
gooey
all.
cats and the slimes.
And the slimes. Yeah, you've never seen Plaguey?
Oh no, I've seen them.
Dude, Plaguey is lit, okay? Yeah, Plaguey is awesome. Um, but yeah, no, well, and not that. It's just because you go and you fight back. You go into Bastion and you fight back in the Necrotic Wake dungeon, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy that. But I've spent a lot of time, dude, in Ardenweald as a Night Fae. Freaking Warlock's Night Fae, my Hunter's Night Fae, my Mage is Night Fae, my Druid is Night Fae.
Yeah, I
Like,
couldn't. I couldn't do.
I know you like Venthyr. I will say that's probably my second favorite.
Venthyr to me was just such a good story. And
Yes.
like it wasn't only just me being extremely biased
Oh
to
no.
my covenant, although it somewhat is, but I don't know, like I've always liked that whole like gothic like aesthetic, like not gothic as in like dress in all black, but like kind of like the semi dark,
Oh no.
the
Yeah,
like
it's a
dark,
very cool
dreary and
aesthetic.
gloomy kind of look.
Yeah.
I've always loved like that look in general, like the
See, that's like me with steampunk.
right.
I really like steampunk.
Yeah,
It's just a cool theme.
yeah, like it was just one of those. As soon as I saw the covenants, I instantly said, okay, if I get a choice, I'm going Venthyr. I don't care.
We're going
And
vampy
then
boys.
I find out that
Yeah.
Venthyr is the top for my spec, so I just completely dodged him. Had it been like Maldraxxus or even that brief time I did Night Fae, like I didn't like it at all. So
Well, you went Night Fae because of AoE,
yes,
but then you looked at Venthyr and it's only like what, 300 DPS off.
yeah, it's like literally no difference. So
But
I
you do
base
more damage in single target
yeah.
too.
So I ended up doing the switch literally just to sim and see the difference. And then a week later I had to grind my ass to go back to my covenant again.
Mm-hmm.
That was yeah, that wasn't very fun. I
Yeah, so
didn't
you started Night Fae, right? I know you started
yes.
Night
Yeah,
Fae,
I started Night Fae, then went Venthyr, and then went back to Night Fae.
and then you went back to
Back to
Venthyr. So yeah,
Venthyr.
you see
So
that's the I did that on so Monk. I've only been Kyrian
right.
just because. Although I honestly am thinking about switching it to Necrolord.
Okay.
You do roughly the same DPS, but the Necrolord ability is easier um to like handle.
Yeah.
So that works too. I don't know, but my shaman was originally Venthyr because I do just Venthyr is awesome. Uh, but and I wanted to off heal. I
Okay.
wanted to off heal, and Yumi, famous. Well, I guess yeah, somewhat. He's a very popular WoW streamer.
One of the more
Uh,
successful ones.
yeah, one of the more successful. He does High Mythic Plus. He's only plays healers. So he had a resto shaman, and I was watching a couple of his videos on YouTube. I think it's like guide and stuff. Uh, he can you shaman is very flexible with what covenant. You can go to any covenant and you're gonna do roughly the same amount of DPS.
Right.
Same thing with rogue. Rogue is a very similar too. Um, but I at that point I was like, I wanted to heal. I wanted to heal a bit because
Yeah.
originally first tier it was fire mage is gonna be my main, so I don't get bored. I want an off spec, something completely different. So I wanted to heal. Um, and I see Resto Shaman is one of the easiest healers to play. I boosted one, tried it out. I loved it. And then we noticed, hey, Elemental Shaman is actually kind of fire in 9.0.5. Like it got a lot of buffs. Now it's S tier. Shit. So and we're not even going to talk about my DPS as a fire mage because it's like
We'll just
how you're
say it was
supposed
better on the shaman.
how you're supposed to play mage currently with combustion. You're like every minute, you're a solid. fire breathing dragon, and then the rest of the dungeon in between combustions, you're a wet noodle. You know, that's it. I was more like I was a wet noodle playing fire mage all the time. So yeah, it was bad. I don't know. I did rotations were right. I don't think I could time my combust right
Yeah,
for pools, and that really hurt.
that's the big boy.
Yeah,
That's the
and
big
that's the
boy.
reason why I did all the way up to 1800 in PvP. I'm geared right. I'm spec'd right. I have my stats right. Nope. Nope. It's all, if you can't pull. And then one of the things, like I mentioned before, Fire Mage excels in big pulls. If you're only pulling 3, 4 mobs at a time,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get out damaged by every other spec in the game, even healers. You know, it's just so I was like, eh. I was like, and I pugged a lot on the mage because we lost Craig at that time when
Yep.
I was playing mage. So I pugged all of it myself. Yeah, it just I'm doing more damage currently on my 207 shaman that I am maining in 9-1 than I was on my 226 mage.
Hey,
So
sometimes the class just like hits you
I'm
and it
just dog
sticks.
shit. Yeah,
It'll just
yeah.
hit you and you instantly click to it. I think that's what happened with me with Frost. Is it was just like we said earlier. Like if you don't
Hmm.
play a bunch of classes, you're not going to know what you're good at or what you like.
What I like, and that's why I have one of every class at
Yeah.
least to level 50.
And it's usually what goes
So
hand in hand because when
yeah,
you do good, you like it more. When you're not doing as good, you're not liking it as much.
like me and Trent on the monk,
Yeah.
we're really good on the monk, and I boosted his monk.
And you love the monk.
I do.
And I think
It's my ult.
yeah.
That's my main ult.
So it's like people are always tied to, whenever you do good in something,
Is.
whatever you're doing good on, you're going to like it because you like doing well. So it's like
Oh, of course, yeah.
I think that's why I was like when I tried playing Rogue for a brief period, I didn't like it that
Rogue is a
much.
lot of fun.
Yeah, like I didn't like it because I wasn't very good at it. So
Yeah.
naturally I wasn't wanting to play it. I didn't want to
Hmm.
even touch it half the time. But yeah, we've been discussing WoW for about what feels like 3 hours, but it's actually we're sitting close to an hour, so we'll do one little mini topic that's not
Okay.
really mini, but we'll
Oh,
I mean,
sounds intriguing. Let's
so
go. What is it?
it's a mini topic, but I'm gonna make it mini because it's a not mini topic, and it's gonna be
Okay.
League.
Yeah, that's not
So
little.
yeah, so
That's
like
not little at all.
we'll touch on it for a little bit, but nothing that's like how to the extensive that we did for a while.
Okay.
So I mean, like luckily for me, I stopped playing about 2 days ago. It's just been mentally draining to play it. It
Hmm.
hasn't been fun. It's just
Yes.
everything's been horrible, at least personally for me. So like the
I
time
hear you
off.
there.
Yeah, and it's like the time off has been nice, especially whenever you consider I've played the game for 7 years. So it's
Yeah.
one of those like I think I'm just kind of losing my love for it because I've and all the time prior to this year, I have never uninstalled League of Legends.
That is very true.
I have
Uh,
never uninstalled League in the
yep.
entirety of 7 years that I've played the game, and I've already
Hmm.
uninstalled it twice. And then I came back, and then it got worse again. So I thought, I'm not gonna be playing this, like, cause
Yeah.
I've already had a very rough June, with personal issues. So
Oh, of
um,
course. Yeah.
mentally I was not 100%, but I was playing a game that was taxing on you, constant
Hmm.
thinking, constant movement, and then you play a game and you lose and you lose and your performance just goes down down down. You're not gonna feel the greatest. So I mean that's not
Hmm.
entirely the reason why I stopped. I think I'm just starting to not like the game in general. But for
Well,
you
it's a bit different.
yeah, it's a bit different. You kind of I remember when you started, you kind of got into it a little bit, and then you kind of just like, it's whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then you started to get into a bit more, and then you just like hit the ground running.
And
It
I'm
just,
still kind of running with it,
yeah, and it's like,
trying to at least.
I think at least how the games become, it's not
Yeah,
one of those games that I felt like I could just know life anymore. I got so
yeah.
sick of how, like, because how the game is now, everybody has a dash, everybody has a blink, a teleport, a stealth,
Mm-hmm.
and I think what broke the camel's back was Hallbreaker.
Hashtag Gale Force.
Gale Force. I
Ball
think
breaker, you say? How so?
I think Hallbreaker completely ruins the game. And the reason why is because I understand split pushing, but when people are literally just building the item and making your team
Dude,
4v5 while
that
you do nothing but shove side lanes constantly, and then
and the item is busted as hell still.
exactly, oh my god, it's insane. Like I've seen so many videos of people like split pushing and then somebody comes to stop them and they just kill them
Gnosses.
because yeah, like their resistances and everything, like they're just so tanky. It's like split pushing should have back in the day was you split push, I sense danger, I'm probably gonna just leave. Now it's
Hmm.
like, well, I'm just gonna build Hallbreaker and I'm fine. Like I'm just never gonna
Yeah.
be in danger because I got this insanely OP item. Well, they
Yeah, I
nerf
mean,
it,
it's
yeah.
still crazy.
Yeah, like they'll nerf it, but it's not going to be. I think the idea of the item itself is very toxic to the game.
Yeah.
Um,
I agree with you there, but like, if honestly, with how the meta is currently, Pop ain't doing shit right now.
that's
Like
basically
top
it. Is just
lane.
build Hallbreaker and then fight each
Yeah,
other with your extra resistances.
yeah. That's basically all that it's doing. Like top right now, you're on an island
Yeah,
and you ain't doing shit.
yeah. You're just kind of sitting there doing nothing, and then your team. You look down. You look up at the scoreboard, and you see, oh, my team's losing 32-5. What happened?
Yeah, like I was like you mentioned to me before. It is you are on an island.
Yeah, like and
You are on an
people who
island in top lane.
people who don't play top don't really understand
Yep.
how much of an island you're really on. Because there's sometimes like the only real way to join as a top laner is of course hard shove, roam down mid, see what you can do,
Hmm.
teleport down. But sometimes you have to use your teleport to get back to lane. So you get back to lane. Well, you
Yep.
don't have a teleport, so you're like, either do I shove this wave and then try to go like down to dragon or something, or do I just
Mhm.
perma push top lane? Do I help myself or do I help the team? Because the team doesn't seem to be helping me right now. I'm not getting
Yep.
ganks, so it's like, do I just kind of play selfish? And like, there's some guides there for like that'll tell you literally play selfish, play for yourself, don't play for your team. And I think in a
Yeah.
team based game, that's not so. Before you started playing for
Hmm.
teleport, you used to be able to cancel your teleport
That'd be nice.
and it would put it on half the cooldown.
Okay.
So if you use teleport and the fight is, fizzling out, it's not worth using it, you can cancel your teleport, boom, half the
Okay.
cooldown refunded. No real harm. Now it's just doesn't matter. You teleport, you're going no matter what.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, well, okay. Like it really prevented, like you were able to do some kind of cool things, like say your team isn't wanting to tower dive, but there's only one minion left, but they're not in the best position to dive.
Yeah.
Use your TP on a minion so it's invulnerable, and then cancel the TP last second,
Hmm.
and your team gets, they get a chance to have the dive. And
Okay. Yeah, like you kind of like bait them out and shit.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Like you use your teleport, but you bait it. You use your summoner spell to your advantage. It's like you look at Flash. You can go in a bush and then slightly come out and then flash over one wall, but make it seem like you went over another wall. It's one of those things, like you were able to 200 IQ it, but
Yeah, you can't
now it's
really do
just
that
like,
anymore.
yeah, and it's like champions are just like they're not really generic, but like not everybody has to have a stealth. Not everybody has to have a dash, a heal, a massive shield. It's just like,
Samira.
yeah, sometimes all of
Dude.
them rolled into one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it's I don't
Like
know.
we're gonna make a champ with Yasuo's wind wall, but it's a AoE wind wall.
Yeah, it's like an
How's
AoE
that?
wind wall. It's kind of like a mix
That's
between Yasuo and Sivir.
mm-hmm.
Between the Sivir spell shield and the Yasuo, yeah, the wind wall.
Yeah, like Morgana spell shoot. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I don't know. It just
I will say the new items haven't made the game better.
no, they really haven't. I think at first they did because it was like, oh, these new items, But you hear all these streamers and everybody talking about these items are trash. These items are terrible. Refund these items, and
Mm-hmm.
until because
Try it.
yeah, exactly.
Or
Then you
like you get
realize,
really yeah. I
yeah,
hear
because
you.
you look at people who it's like when the game first came out, everybody was building mythic first item,
Oh,
no
of
matter
course.
what.
Yeah.
Everybody when they first came out, and it kind of became whatever team got their mythic first was
Mm-hmm.
super far ahead. And then once the enemy team gets their mythic, it's basically back to even again.
Yes.
So it kind of just felt like a lead wasn't really a lead.
Agreed.
It's like
I agree with you.
Riot's, yeah, like
Yes.
Riot's trying to like limit the amount of hurt feelings. And I think that kind of continues with the whole jungle catch up experience, which I know I've discussed it so much about how I hate jungle catch up.
I don't mind it too much, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's like it's like the same thing with the bounty system. You're punished for doing good.
Yeah, you got outplayed, you know.
Like
Yeah.
back before the bounty thing, you know, so there was an item that was called the Sword of the Occult.
Oh, I remember you telling me about
It
this.
was basically the AD version of Magi's.
Oh, okay.
It
That's
was it
interesting.
was literally an AD version of Magi's.
Okay.
You buy you bought a brutalizer for like 800 gold, and then I think it was like for 400, I think it was like 12, 1300 gold. You buy the
Okay.
Sword of the Occult, you get a kill or take or an assist, you get stacks on it just like you do for Magi's. And oh boy, you
Okay.
you get a Riven with a fully stacked Sword of the Occult. Yeah, your team's pretty much over. There was no bounty then.
Yeah.
She just basically rolled over your whole team. And I know with games you kind of have to evolve. You have to keep up with the times and whatnot. But I
Oh,
just
yeah, of
feel
course.
like they're making it where the enemy team can kind of screw around for a little bit, fall behind,
Mm-hmm.
but yet still have an
Yeah.
advantage back into the game.
Yeah. I
It's
mean I hear you with that too. And like with the new items, and not even with the new items. Oh yeah, the new items still unbalanced,
yep.
still really
We're
unbalanced.
talking to you,
Were
Immortal Shield Bow. The
dude.
most frustrating item in that whole game.
Uh, no,
What?
no.
What is?
Um, oh, not that one. What's the other one?
Gale Kraken?
No,
Gale?
no, Kraken. No, not Gale. It's another shield one. It's not shield bow though.
Locket?
No, it's like it has a life steal on it. I forget what it is.
I think like the
It used
only
to be Gore Drinker, but they nerfed that.
Strybreaker?
No, the new Strike Breaker is stupid,
I haven't played it.
dude.
Thank God.
Dude, uh-uh. It's busted. It's being built on everything. Nocturne, Kane, all of your AD assassins are going Strikebreaker now.
Huh.
Zac goes
I
Stridebreaker
feel
now.
like I would kind of prefer to go against a Zed with Stridebreaker than a Zed with
You can't move. It has that 90% slow. You're
I
stuck.
I still think that I still think Duskblade is an absolutely terrifying item to play against.
Duskblade, I will say, actually, I think, yeah, Duskblade is still pretty strong.
Like that's why I was saying
Uh,
like I think I'd rather go against a Stridebreaker Zed than a Duskblade Zed
oh, nope, not me.
personally.
Nope.
Like I actually I love Stridebreaker
The
because
new
it's
one,
like
it's so good, but
yeah, like Stridebreaker was a really
it's
cool
too good.
like not all of Riot's mythics were misses. Gore Drinker,
Richmaker was a
I
big
thought Gore
one.
Drinker sucked. The idea of it was cool and badass, but it's like the thought
Poorly
process behind it
executed.
sucked.
Yeah, it was
The
poorly
thought
executed.
process was so bad. And then
Yeah.
Stridebreaker was cool. You know, then you get stuff
Yeah.
like Everfrost. Everfrost is cool.
That was a new item. I don't think that one originally came out with season 11, right? Didn't they add that?
They might have actually.
I could
I
have.
think like
I can't
because
remember though. But
whenever beforehand there was the Hextech GLP, which was
yeah,
basically the same thing as Everfrost, but it wasn't like a root if it hit like the target.
yeah. Or you had Gunblade,
The active, yeah. When you had the
which
active for
is now,
Gunblade.
yeah. Well, Gunblade is now just a. It's essentially just Night Harvester,
Yeah. Yeah, then you have like Blade of the Ruin King. See how they
which
took
is
the
awesome.
active. They took the active away, and I loved the active. It was so good. You literally got a slow and you stole health. Like that's so badass.
Yeah, I will say though, what do you think if we're going to talk about League? Because I know we said we were going to keep this short, but there's no way in hell we can do that.
We'll
It's
keep
League.
it to like 15 more minutes.
All right, so how do you feel about the meta currently? With like what's good, what like, I'm not talking pro,
Okay.
solo queue, which
So,
is kind of the same thing, I guess, in
mm,
some regards. But how do you feel about it?
well, the thing between like solo queue and pro play, as far as like meta goes, is meta really doesn't matter that much until you hit like masters. You can play what's considered
I
like
agree with you.
yeah, it's like you had when you had Tyler one doing the
Top lane
unranked challenger top lane. He played a lot of Heimerdinger. He played a lot of Quinn. He played a lot of Cho'Gath. Like those weren't
and
the
Urgot.
yeah, and Urgot. Like out of all of those champions, the only one that's been meta within the last like year or two has been Urgot.
Hmm.
So like I think when a lot of people who they focus too much on what's good competitively
Hmm.
as opposed to what they're good at. So like let's say for instance, let's see, who's very strong right now in the support role is Leona.
Leona, Rel,
Rel's actually not even really that great right now because she got hit with a nerf. But like, yeah, like
she's
whenever
still
Rel,
super tanky.
yeah,
Nautilus.
it's like whenever you look when Rel was popular, when she was still pretty good champ. You don't like I never busted out Rel in ranked games. I'd keep the Thresh because Thresh is good in all levels. He's good in professional play. He's good in low elo. He's good in
Yep.
mid level elo, high elo, everything.
Yep. Yep.
It's one of those champions that worked. If you can hit a hook, you can change a
Hmm.
fight. Like it's nothing to do with a specific item interaction or stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah.
But like the meta as far as solo queue goes, uh I think it's more annoying than anything
Okay.
because a lot of the meta champions for solo queue have always been, Gnosis, Tryndamere for top lane, like Darius, jungle, like Master Yi, mid lane, Yasuo, Zed, Katarina.
Yeah. Well, I guess we have to talk about where we're coming from too. Like,
Yeah.
like I said, I started playing last year. Last year, season 10, I got to bronze 1. I didn't get very any higher. This year, for some reason, I can't get out of fucking bronze 4. And it sucks. Because I hate being right next, so close to iron,
But
yet
you're
so
not
far away.
iron. You're not
Like,
iron.
I don't care, dude. I'd rather be iron at this point. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, and you're at, what are you at now? Silver
I'm
1?
silver 2 now.
But your highest was silver 1,
Silver
right?
1, one game away from gold 4.
Yeah.
And then I just went on an absolute I went on a downfall. That that hit
Eh,
that hit hard. I think that was like
couple weeks
uh
ago.
I think out of 17 games, I won
Okay.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the fall from grace from the promos loss. And it just kind of it just ended up like never recovering. But yeah, it's like from us, like we're roughly in the same elo. I guess it's like if you want to talk statistically, like okay, yeah, I'd be higher being higher silver, but as far as like it's still technically considered low elo, and a lot of the same picks are picked, but a lot of people in our elo play competitive OP champs, but they don't understand why it's OP. They just
Mm-hmm.
see, oh, this champion's strong, so I'm gonna play this champion because it's strong and my favorite streamer has played it, or my favorite professionals teams jungler played it, or top whatever position.
Yep.
So like I feel like the way to climb in solo queue, it just seems like you just play annoying champions and hope you can tilt the enemy. Like I don't know. I feel like that's like the way to climb.
Yep. And just kind of hope you do good.
Yeah, like maybe my I would have won that game 5 if I just picked Shaco.
I don't know.
Just play
Dude,
Shaco support.
I tried Shaco support. I tried Shaco jungle. They both feel so weird to me, dude. He's such an odd champ. He's cool, but I can't play him worth shit.
Yeah, Shaco's definitely
He's got that odd, just that odd play style.
yeah, I never really got into Shaco. I like the few times I played him like support, I had a little bit of fun with it, but other than that, it's just been kind of like yeah, I wasn't about it.
Yeah, it is very weird.
Like and that's one thing that I do like is like that you can play champions in a
Hmm.
role like that. Like you can pick a Maokai who was for so long just exclusively a top laner, and then you can
Yeah.
put him in the support role, or you know,
AP.
yeah, the AP, yeah, or like you play Set in the top lane, but then you can also play him jungle. You can play him mid. You can play him support. Like some of those champions, like I still think in recent memory. By recent memory, I mean within the last like 10 releases,
Hmm.
Set is still the best champion. And I
He's just
know,
cool, dude.
dude,
He's just a cool
he's got
idea.
that swag to him. Not only that, but the fact that the champion is just so he
Wait,
doesn't
isn't he
feel
like, there's three things I love? It's like punching people, something else, and then he's like,
breaking legs,
and my
breaking
mama, or
necks.
something like.
No, it was
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
three
he's
things
just
I
he.
love: my mama, breaking
Yeah.
necks, and fine Ionian silk.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
like
that's
come
it.
on, man. He's
That
got
shit's
that swag
hilarious.
to him. How
Yeah,
can you
he's
not
good.
love that personality? And then
He is
you
really
get
good.
like the obsidian dragon, and then he just looks so badass. Now pool party, he's got the lay on, he's got the spray tan and the sunglasses. Like he's just like
Yeah,
oozing vibe.
yeah.
It's so good.
I have
I
not seen Pool Party yet in game, although
really,
I have it. I have it.
ooh, it's so good. Yeah, with like
What would you say your favorite lane is to play?
my favorite lane.
Hmm. Out of the five.
I
Yeah,
would say
what's your
mid lane.
favorite?
I think I
Okay.
enjoyed mid lane the most. So whenever I started it, it was 2014.
Okay.
So the game was, I mean, the game was 4 years old at that point. So there was a lot of
Yes.
progression that needed to be done with the game, but it was like far from like a super indie game that nobody like
Okay.
knew about. And the very first champion that I ever played multiple games of was Syndra. Not the
Okay.
most beginner friendly champion of all time. And I learned that. I quickly
Yeah.
realized that you did not have to buy two boots. I would buy two boots. But
Mm.
like coming from like before League, I never played a game like that. I was literally playing like,
Did you get the stats for both boots?
no, you did not.
Oh, okay.
Oh
I was
yeah.
gonna say, what's the point of buying two
Yep.
boots?
So I thought, I needed a boot for each foot because like prior to that game, like
Oh,
that was
shit.
the first computer game that I got into because before then I was playing like
Yeah.
sports titles, like I was playing Madden, I was playing
I was playing Call of
NCAA.
Duty.
Yes, it's like I never really got into those kind of games.
Mm-hmm.
Can't have. Thank you, Amara. So, um like there was just, I never had to worry about that. I never had to worry about, building items and all of that. So now here I am trying to play a game that I've never even heard of, that I've know nothing about, and then I'm just like not looking at guides. So here I am playing Syndra in the mid lane with two boots, getting absolutely stomped. And I remember the second game I played on Syndra,
Mm.
I went against a Smurf who was
Ooh.
playing Fizz. Yeah. I think I walked away with like 13 deaths, no kills. So
It
overall, it was
happens.
a very poor experience.
Yeah.
And then I ended up quitting the game for a bit, and then I came back to it once Craig and his nephew started playing, and then
Yeah.
I always, I always bounce though. I'll play 80 carry with certain people. I'll play support.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll play top depending on the meta. I avoid jungle like the plague. And then
Oh, dude,
I
no.
always find myself in mid lane. I always find myself wanting to play like my control mages. I think it's because the control mages that I've loved to play, champions like Oriana, they just haven't really ever, like they haven't been touched that
Mm-hmm.
much. So it's not like I can't play my champion because it got hit pretty hard. It's like useless. Like Ori's been that champion for me who's been, I guess,
Consistent.
yeah, she's been that consistent mid laner that I always gravitate towards. That's why I always told people,
She's still good, even though she got a
yeah.
nerf.
And
She's
it's like
still decent.
I tell people, if you're playing mid lane, pick up Oriana. Like even if you don't play her a
Yeah, it's
lot,
what you told me.
yeah, just pick her up because Riot doesn't touch her very often. And I know there's gonna be people that listen to this, and it's gonna be like down the line, and it's gonna be like right after an Oriana nerf, and they're gonna be like, "Huh, great prediction."
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, the last time I think before her most recent nerf, which was with what? Her W? Was it her W?
I think it was, yeah, it was the W. I'm pretty sure.
The last time we checked, she got touched in 2018 or
Yeah,
something like that. It was
yeah.
something
It's
crazy
been such a
long.
long time where you know why wouldn't you pick this champion up? She can control a lane. She's pretty
Hmm.
okay into a lot of melee matchups. She does fine into ranged matchups. So it's like, is Oriana kind of like that perfect mid laner? No, but
No.
yes, she can be, but not really.
Yeah.
But I'd say for you, what would, and then I know you play a lot of, you've played a lot of champions. You've played a lot of roles.
I
If
don't
you,
have all of them unlocked yet, but I
yeah,
have half of their skins unlocked.
if you could, If you were given one role to play for an entire season, what would you pick?
Ooh.
We
Are
we
we
won't
talking
even
this current season?
yes, and like we won't like limit champions. Like literally any champion doesn't matter. You have to pick a role though.
Jungle.
You'd go jungle.
I would.
That would be my last answer. Get
Yeah.
me out of the
Well,
jungle.
I started playing jungle. You taught me how to play jungle,
Which is great because I didn't really know how to play jungle myself. So
but it still taught me how to do it. You got me the basics.
yeah,
No, and this is why I say jungle. A lot of the champions that I have enjoyed playing are jungle champs.
yeah,
I love Diana. I love playing her mid. I pop off on her mid, as I would say as a bronze 4 player
that's
currently.
right. That's right. Anybody watching this video,
Yeah.
if you're a Diana player, add him. He will destroy you 1v1 anytime, anywhere.
No, I am open to any sort of
Oh, come on.
constructive criticism, I will say. Any sort of tips, I am always down for that. But no, seriously, like I love playing Diana. She's fun. Trent was like, "Oh, that champion's dog shit," and then they start picking her up in poke play, and then he
Hmm.
tried her out, and he's like, "Oh, this is great."
Yeah,
I was like,
exactly.
"Yeah, no shit. I've been playing her for like 8 months now.
Yeah.
She's great." Another champion that I like, really enjoy Viego right now. He's really fun. Um, Silas, I like Silas. Morgana, you know, Warwick. We'll throw out Elise.
Yeah.
All of these champs. You can play them somewhere else, but they're, jungle. Morgana, I know, is more of a support, but for a while there, she was the number one jungler in Challenger.
For like a whole patch.
It was a whole patch. It was a patch and a half.
And then they're finally like,
So
all right, we've had enough of this. We had enough of this. That's the thing. It's like Riot is like the anti-fun company. If somebody
in a
finds something,
way,
yeah, if they find something
something
that's
that's
cool,
broken,
yeah, like
Shaco support.
yeah, then they're like Riot's just like,
They're
no,
like, oh, we're
you
gonna put
can't
him
play
back in the
this.
jungle. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like whenever Senna came out as a support. Riot said Senna is a support. People picked her up 80 carry. Then the Riot's
Yeah,
like,
great 80
yeah.
carry.
Then Riot's like, well, no, we're nerfing 80 carry Senna. And then people complained about it, rightfully so. And then they're like, okay, well, we're gonna nerf support Senna. I was like, well, okay, we're gonna just play 80 carry again.
Or top.
Or top. And then now it's
Now, you
like,
don't see that very often, but there are still some people.
and Senna's like such a good champion right now. But the most effective way to play her is fasting Senna
As the 80 carry.
as the AD carry. Yeah, and it's like it's ridiculous that you limit a champion's passive
Mm-hmm.
because they want to farm.
Yeah.
Like that's like somebody having the passive of like the junglers when the junglers have like I think it's the most farm or like the more farm on people on their team, they get reduced XP and gold
Yeah.
on lane minions. It's like
Mm-hmm.
that is the only way that a passive would be stupider on a champion than Senna's is if they
Yeah.
had that. And it's just
Yeah.
like you're punishing people for wanting to find creative ways to play your game.
And what's funny, season 11 is all about quote variety,
And that's the thing. It's like they tell you it's
but
about
it's not.
variety,
It's
but they
not.
punish you for said variety.
Yeah. Shaco support was a variety
Sure.
pick. I mean, if you think about it, how many champions are in the game now? Gwen makes 155, I think.
There's a lot
I
of
think it's I
champions.
think it's 155 currently.
Yeah.
As of Gwen being out, it's 155. Um, can you name me 5 champs that build more than one item or more than one mythic every time. Like how many builds are there on uh Senna, right? For like a mythic.
So
Not a whole lot
are,
of
are we
variety
talking currently, or are we talking like since season 11 came out?
in season 11.
So with
You know what I
season
mean?
11, she built her big mythic was Kraken.
Yeah.
Kraken was a very good item on her. It was the Kraken glacial
Hmm.
build.
Yeah.
And
Well, then they
then
had the glacial the tank item.
yeah,
People
it
were
was the
building that
Frostfire
with,
Gauntlet.
yeah, with the glacial rune, and they nerfed that.
Yep, and then it ended up being okay. Well, we're just gonna build Frostfire Gauntlet, and we're gonna take Grasp of the Undying.
Or what was the one thing? Oh, they were talking, all about variety and whatnot. Well, there was one champ that was building AP now. Oh, Katarina.
The AP
She
on hit.
was AP on hit
Yep.
or AD, Well, they nerfed the AP on hit, so, it's like that's not really variety. You're more, you're focusing her more towards
Yeah, and it's like people are coming up with so many
one
creative
build.
ways to play this game because this is a game like let's face it, this game is 11 years old. It has been around since dinosaurs
Hasn't
roamed the
really
earth.
changed.
Yeah, and it's like the game has updated and evolved, but okay, now with there being let's say 155 champions,
Yeah.
there is such a meta on these champions, you really don't get you there's basically 155 ways to play the game.
Yeah,
You
I
have one
double checked it.
champion,
155,
you
by
have
the
one
way.
champion that has one
Yeah.
strong build path, and that's
Hmm.
it. You don't
Yeah.
have experimenting is fine, but it's not going to be good enough. It's going to be yeah, it might be fun a little bit, but you're not going to win many games, which in turn you're going to not have as much fun. And it's just everything is so linear now. And then of course with the additions of things like Blitz, where they auto do the things for you. They give you the item
Which is
sets.
fantastic, by the way.
Yeah,
For
for
new
anybody
players
who
still,
yes. Oh, absolutely. And I know there's even some, pros that still use it because let's face it. You don't want to sit there and go through all your runes every game. You just want to get it, you know, auto imported. It's whatever it's strong for this reason. So
I
like
think Pekin uses it.
yeah, like
I could be wrong. Don't quote me. I
Nemesis
know.
uses it in Korea, but he's sponsored by it. So
Yeah,
does LS.
Nemesis LS does it too, but I think
Yeah,
they're both sponsored, but they still use it.
exactly. So like it's not like
I
wow, you
enjoy
use
it.
Blitz, you're not good at this game. It's literally no different than going on Mobile Fire and looking up a guide.
Yep.
The only difference
It's
is things aren't auto imported and you're not having to look at your other screen to see what's strong or
on
like
MOBA.
to
Yep.
yeah, like so now it's like literally built into the game for you, which I think is incredibly convenient for people,
Especially
especially
people who don't have dual screens.
exactly if you're running one monitor, you're not gonna
It's
obviously
fantastic.
benefit
I don't
from
think
Mobile
Yeah.
Fire as much.
I don't think Professor, because that's like the second one, right? It's usually like Blitz and Professor are like the main two.
Yeah,
I don't think Professor imports though. I could be wrong. I've never used it.
I never used
So
it either. All I know is that they like give you like pretty okay detailed stats of who you're
I
playing
like the
against.
stats. I do like the
Yeah,
stats more on Professor. So I actually am going to start using both and look at the Professor stats a bit more.
yeah.
Um,
I mean,
but
like, and having
I
both is fine because like it gives you that option to customize your experience of the game, which is great.
Mhm.
That's what's needed in a game like that. But the
Yeah.
fact that everything's so linear is so bad. You could have somebody, and I almost will guarantee this. Now I know this, I'll probably get shit for this at some point.
Oh
You
well.
could have somebody play a brand new champion and build exactly what's meta, and then you have
Mhm.
somebody else play another champion who knows how to play the champion, but doesn't build the meta build, the guy who's
build
building
what they like.
the guy who's building the meta build, it's probably going to end up killing the person who doesn't build the meta build.
In a MOBA style game,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd say more times than not.
Yeah, and it's like when you look at,
Depend
well,
there
I
are
guess that was a bad
yeah,
example of like a player, like a new player, but it's like,
but like depending on, I know what you mean
yeah,
though.
it's like you have two equal skill level players playing the same champion. You have one build the meta build, you have one build a fun build. The meta
Yeah,
build's going to win every time. If they're equal
yeah,
in skill and they're equally like they're
yeah.
equal levels and they
Hmm.
have the same amount of completed items, then yeah, like I the meta build will win every time. And I get the meta build, but when you have champions who have had the same meta build for 6, 7, 8, 9 months,
Malphite.
Malphite, yeah,
Any of
like
the tanks, any
you
of the
literally
tanks who
just
build the
build
same
the
items.
same thing over and over and over and over again, and it's just like it's fun for a bit. It's so fun being so unkillable as a tank, and then another item gets buffed, and then it's boom, you're gonna get killed a lot quicker because let's see another fucking like another lethality items coming out or getting buffed, or you got a another armor penetration, and it's
Yeah, it's not fun. It
no,
gets
it's
old.
not.
It
It's
gets old.
yeah, and that's what it is. It's like I do not like playing against specific champions, which got like for instance when I'm top lane, I don't play against Nasus because I play scaling champions who want to farm it out and then carry team fights later. Going farm for farm with a Nasus is not the best idea. So that completely screws my play style over. But
Well,
like
I mean, also the early game doesn't exist in this game anymore.
no, it really
You know,
doesn't, and that's what sucks. Is like this game used to be, although not like League has never been a very sophisticated game, but there was a distinct
no.
early game, a distinct mid game, and a distinct late game.
No. Well,
It's
I
just
mean,
how it
I'd say
was.
early game for last season, I'd say you'd probably have till like 12, 13 minutes for early game.
Yeah.
Maybe 15. You could argue for 15.
But then now you have like all these champions who are doing like a ridiculous amount
Stupid
of damage
damage.
at level 1. Due to them like
Katarina,
being buffed or just
Diana,
yeah,
Darius.
like Darius. Yeah, Darius is going to sit in a bush.
Akali is still decent. I'd say
Darius is
level
not going to
2.
leash. And then you're going to be leashing your jungler. You come into lane. He just
He can kill you in a bush with if he pops ghost. Yeah, I know. He
yeah,
can just auto attack you to
he's just
death.
gonna pop ghosts, and it's like okay, so I just got
Yeah,
to lane and I got cheesed, and then now the game's unplayable for me.
kind of like Warwick, Warwick
Yeah,
top,
and it's yeah, oh
kind of.
my god,
Dude, I
right,
love that. I don't.
right, done did screwed up with
Cheese
that
pick.
one.
That's a cheese pick and a half, dude. But I don't care. It is fun. It is fun to play.
Ugh, it is not fun to play against.
Well,
I
it's fun. The
hated
reason
that.
why I say it's fun is because I still consider myself that I suck at the game. Obviously, I'm bronze, you know. But
Well, I would
yeah,
say necessarily say you suck at the game. You're definitely
mechanic.
casual in the game.
Oh yeah, I don't
You don't
play
play
the
it
game
all
for
day every
hours.
day. Yeah,
No,
like when
I
was the
do
last time
not.
you played League?
Whenever you quit,
So that was Monday.
yeah, that would have been my last day playing. Well, yeah, because WoW came out
Yeah, like,
Tuesday,
but
so
we only played like one or two games.
yeah, together. I know you and Trent were popping off beforehand because I had work.
We played like one game. But yeah, like you don't play like 8, 10 games a day. Every
No,
day you play
no,
it, and it's like
no. I don't have time to,
yeah, like
unfortunately.
and I think if you did, like obviously your ability to climb would be so much easier. Because there are some people who they're still in school, so they like come home from school and they do nothing but play League of Legends all day until it's time to go to bed.
Hmm.
So they're getting more games in on one day than you're getting in on like almost a week. So
Yeah.
it's like, you have to put real world first. And I mean, obviously, yes, that's going to suffer your rank a little bit because you're not getting the practice and stuff like other people are getting.
Yeah.
So, and it's like the practice on like what's the most popular builds, what's the most popular
Yeah.
this and that, and
Yeah. And also, like, I haven't been playing. Oh, I haven't been playing the same champs over and over again,
no,
right? Like
no,
some people do.
you've been playing a lot of the outside stuff for
Yeah,
everything.
I don't stick to one lane, which I know isn't gonna help,
Like how you
but
don't stick to one how you don't stick to one class in WoW.
I'm trying to fix that. But yeah. No, it's the exact same thing.
Alrighty, so we've been at this for 100 minutes.
Damn, almost
It's
2 hours. It don't
it's
even feel like 2 hours,
no,
which is
like
nuts.
it just felt like we were just kind of sitting here just
Just
BSing like we normally
bullshitting.
do. Yeah. So, uh, anything anything you want to add before we cut this off, or
Yeah, go Team Liquid.
hey? And if anybody likes Team Liquid and they see this,
We
he
are
is wearing a
wearing.
TL.
I am wearing the TL sweats
Oh wait,
and
I'm not wearing it right
hoodie.
now, but I think I have it right here. The
There you go.
2018 Team Liquid Spring Championship cap.
I don't even remember what this one is.
Oh, sorry, this is the 2019 Spring Finals. So this was the first time that they won a championship. And it was so awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are repping TL today.
We rep TL for life.
Yeah, which was funny because I used to not rep TL.
No, you repped 100
I
Thieves.
did 100 Thieves, and then I didn't like the change. There was that. What was that change last year that just really ruined it for me?
For 100 Thieves?
Yeah, what was that big change
I don't
last
even
year?
know. I didn't really follow it
They
that
had a
much.
big change, and I just was like, "This, that's not why I like this team." I forget what it was, but yeah, but and then with Team Liquid, I remember you showed me like their videos and stuff on YouTube. I was like,
Yeah, boy.
"This is
And
much
then
better."
yeah, and then you got really on board after the Honda.
Oh yeah, because I drive a Honda right now. Currently drive a Honda. I'm looking at a Tesla, so that will be interesting.
well, my man, I thank you so very much for
Yeah,
hopping in,
dude.
for
Thanks
doing
for
this for me.
inviting me for the first one. It was great.
No, I was glad to have you here. We'll definitely down the line, once things change in the games we love, we'll have to rehash and
Oh, I'm
kind of
praying
look
for
back at
WoW,
this.
dude.
Yeah, we'll have to look back at this
Praying
video
for
and be
WoW.
like, well, let's see, are our mindsets any different on here? All right, my man.
Yeah.
I thank you again for coming, and I'll probably just talk to you here in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go and grab something to eat real quick, and we'll probably be on WoW later tonight. Run some
Hey,
keys or something.
yes, sir, yes, sir. All right, my man. I
So,
thank you so very much. We'll catch you later.
all right, dude. See you guys.
All right, guys. Thank you so very much for watching. This was the very first episode of the Emperor podcast. We will be back live next week, and who knows who we're gonna have on board. Hopefully, you know what? We're not gonna say anything. We're not gonna say anything, but we got some stuff in the works. Thank you guys so very much for watching this, and we will see you next time.